Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant match reaction to Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0, and that is now 4 defeats in a row in all competitions. And despite being a better performance, a more encouraging performance, a more organised performance, it still raises some concerns around our attacking play, our lack of ruthless finishing, our lack of just decisive decision making, and ultimately getting beaten twice on the counter attack, and our corners almost being a more attacking threat for Liverpool rather than Aston Villa. Let's get into the game. Obviously, please do smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. You guys can help us get there. So like, subscribe, get your comments in below, your thoughts on today's game. Where do you feel like we're going wrong? What is the potential encouragement as well? But the starting team, we were unsure on what we would be doing. Obviously, John McGinn not featuring, didn't have a good game in Bruges. Martinez takes the captaincy and is in goal. Concert at right back. Carlos and Pau Torres at centre-back. Luka Dean back in at left-back. Then we have Onana and Tielemans as the central midfield pairing. Bailey operating off the right. Ramsey and Rodgers just behind Ollie Watkins up top. And look, we knew what Villa's tactics were going to be from the start, trying to frustrate, trying to take a lot of the tempo out of the game. We know Liverpool like to start fast, and that's what they did. They did press well. But Villa were always looking at a little bit of a threat on that counter-attack. Once we managed to break the press, we did look a bit of a threat. You know, Ramsey was getting on the half turn and running the ball forwards. Rodgers was doing the same thing. But what would set up to be a kind of theme of the game is the pass, the final pass, or that decision to take it round the outside or beat the man or play a player in was just slightly off kilter, just slightly off, and we just couldn't quite get anything moving. Ollie Watkins had an effort from the edge of the box that went over the bar. One or two other little bits around the box. I think Jacob Ramsey had something around the box, but didn't quite get his shot away. Gravenberch got in, and then we got a corner, and from that resulting corner, a poor corner in, it cleared out. We don't pick up the second ball. Salah is completely clean through. I don't know what happened. Luka Dean's in completely the wrong position, but whether he's been told to stand in that position or what, I'm not too sure. But he is in no man's land. Leon Bailey is the sole player at the back. Mo Salah's running through. He tries to pull him down. He's very lucky because he would have been sent off had the ball not gone through to Darwin Núñez. Núñez takes it on, tries to go round Martinez. Martinez tries to stay big, but too much. He drops down and Núñez puts it in the net, and it's 1-0 to Liverpool. But then again, we still stay in the game. We're still maintaining our organisation. We're still picking up the ball in midfield. Tielemans is getting on the ball a little bit more. Onana's getting on the ball a little bit more. But still, that final pass isn't quite coming off. Leon Bailey was looking a bit sharper. He pulled the player in and ran behind a couple of times and then put one or two balls into the box. But again, not quite finding the right player. But then we did have a couple of excellent chances as the half wore on. Prior to that, we had another corner, though, that again, how are you not learning from this? Corner comes in, poor delivery. Yet again, Liverpool on the break, sprinting forward, and probably an easier chance for Núñez. But this time he manages to sky the ball over the bar. But if you can't learn from the first one where you concede a goal, how are you then not learning to keep more players back or to just cover or to win second balls in the box to make sure you don't give yourself that opportunity to be caught on the break? Why aren't we giving a foul away further up the pitch? Just absolute schoolboy defending. But we do get a couple of corners towards the end of the half. A lovely ball in. and Onana rises highest, heads the ball on, and Kelleher saves it, tips it over the bar. Then we have from the resulting corner, I believe, ball comes in, Carlos has a header, it gets blocked. Then Ollie Watkins is just about to head it in. He's getting pulled back, potentially could have been a penalty, and Gravenberch blocks it. And we probably could well be 1-1 at half time had we have been a little bit more ruthless with the chances. Maybe a penalty shout for Watkins earlier on in that first half as well. I don't think it was. Probably a dive, but the referee gave a strange decision. Ball didn't go out of play. Didn't book Ollie Watkins, but managed to give a free kick to Liverpool, which was a bit bizarre. But anyway, at 1-0, you're thinking, right, get these substitutions correct. Get them right, and we could be in this game. Second half, we start okay, and Morgan Rogers probably misses the best chance of the whole game. I don't know what he is thinking, but Konate gives the ball away. He goes down in a heap. Rogers is completely free, takes the ball into the box, tries to wrap his foot around the ball, gets it completely wrong, and the ball goes wide. And then you're thinking, right, that was a gilt-edged chance. But we remain in the game. Ramsey has to go off injured, unfortunately, hamstring injury. John McGinn comes on for him. And Liverpool trying to take the sting out of that game as that second half wears on. You can see them trying to pass the ball around, trying to drag us out of position. But Villa keeping resolute, keeping organised, and again, looking more of a threat as it goes on. And 60 minutes, we see the change. John Duran coming on and Jaden Philogene coming on as well. And it took a bit of time for them to get into the game, but as it wore on, we started to see Philogene was getting around the outside, puts a couple of balls in. John Duran's obviously looking more threatening. And then we start to put crosses into the box. He puts a brilliant cross in. I think it's McGinn puts a great cross in. Ball gets cleared by Virgil van Dijk. There's another opportunity where McGinn gets through, plays it into Philogene, and he's through. Just takes too long on the ball and lets Diaz get back to him. And you're kind of thinking, if we don't take our opportunity, then Liverpool will take their opportunity. And yet again, from one of our attacking set pieces, this time a long throw-in from Maatsen, ball goes in. Pau Torres then holds the ball up, and I don't know what he's trying to think. He's thinking he's maybe been taken down or trying to win a penalty, falls down in a heap, and then Liverpool on that break again. Ball goes over. This time it's a little bit unlucky. Carlos tries to head it out. It bounces off Mo Salah and straight into his path. He runs through, and it's basically Ezri Konsa against him. Ezri Konsa already bailed Villa out from another counter-attack, which was just a wonderful, wonderful tackle. This time he can't do anything. He tries to kid him into taking the shot or to cross it across. He doesn't really know what he's going to do. Mo Salah doesn't buy it and then puts it in the net past Emi Martinez, and that's it. Game over. And we lose 2-0. But like I say, it was a little bit more creditable defeat, better performance than we had against Tottenham. But I think where lots of pundits, where lots of other fans of other clubs were saying, you know, Aston Villa are in a high position in the league. They are in the top four, but we missed opportunities to go third, to put pressure on those top two or three teams by drawing against Bournemouth, by drawing against Ipswich, by drawing against Manchester United. And we knew that this week was coming where we had Tottenham, where we had Bruges, and where we had Liverpool. And we've ultimately failed that test at this moment in time. We've only had 4 shots on target in the last 3 games. And we just look really disjointed going forward. We're relying heavily on Morgan Rogers, a 22-year-old, to try and run with the ball, to try and beat players, to try and play Ollie Watkins through, to try and create attacks for us. And ultimately, he's going to be inconsistent. Jacob Ramsey is too injury-prone, isn't consistent enough to take the ball on, doesn't take shots enough, doesn't play players in enough. Leon Bailey doesn't go around the outside enough. He consistently used to do that all the time. He's too easy to play against. He cuts inside all the time on his left foot. It was a little bit better today in that first half, but still nowhere near what he should be. You've got to be attacking. You've got to be attacking your fullback down the outside. Win us free kicks. Win us corners. Put the ball into the box. Even if it's your weaker right foot, you've got to do it because it makes that defender you're playing against uncertain about what to do. Ollie Watkins is snatching at chances. He's walking. He's not moving. He's not playing off the shoulder enough. He's waiting until Rodgers gets the ball and then doing it. You've got to make the movements to do it, Ollie Watkins. It's too disjointed at the moment moving forward. And I don't know why that stopped. We're trying to act calm and composed in possession, which is fine. But at the times when we should be attacking, we're not attacking. We're not creating enough chances. We're waiting to try and get a set piece and then seeing if we can score. Onana's not driving forward like he was at the start of the season. You know, we know that Martinez is maybe playing through a little bit of an injury. He did have a very good game, I thought, today, but still want to see him driving forward more. John McGinn got into the game a little bit more today, but we're not seeing that pace, that drive, that ability. Our line is probably a little bit too deep because then players who are picking up the ball in midfield have got too far to try and run forward, and it gives too much time to the opposition to get back and get into position. And that's what's causing us problems. So this international break comes at the right time. I think we need to regroup, reset, obviously, hopefully get one or two players fit. Matty Cash, obviously, getting these niggly injuries. Ross Barkley getting back to fitness. Hopefully, Jacob Ramsey isn't too serious, but we need to find out who are our best players. What is the best 13, 14 players to operate with? And is it time to maybe start John Duran? Is it time to maybe start a few players and freshen it up a little bit? Because we're just seeing a bit of a lack of ruthlessness. We can't keep relying and say, oh, John Duran comes on for half an hour, he's going to get us a goal, because that isn't going to happen. That isn't going to happen. And we're putting too much pressure on the defence because we haven't kept a clean sheet. We've kept one clean sheet all season in the Premier League. And it's too much. And we're just too sloppy. And you can't operate like that. You can't operate with not having a threat up front and relying on your defence to keep you out of it. And ultimately, we've failed that test against Tottenham and Liverpool so far. Having said that, better performance, more encouragement, and it goes into Crystal Palace after the international break at home, and then one or two more winnable games, you would say, after that. Obviously, we've got Chelsea away in between, but we've then got Brentford at home, and then we've then got Southampton at home. So we can pick up points after the international break, but we really, really, really need to find that attacking thrust, that attacking tempo, and that ruthlessness in our finishing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Do you think it was a more encouraging performance, or are you really concerned? We could drop down to 9th in the Premier League. I know it's very tight, but we could drop down to 9th in the Premier League if results go various ways tomorrow. So that would be a huge fall from grace from potentially going 1st, 2nd, 3rd, in the Premier League 2 or 3 weeks ago to now dropping that down to 9th. So look, it shows you if you get a couple of wins that you can move up the table, but it also shows you a couple of defeats and you really are under pressure. Or are you really concerned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Going into international break, I'll be back with the lads tomorrow for the full Lions Raw match reaction. I want to see what their thoughts are on this game, and then we'll be back with Fans Forum, hopefully talking tactics as well this week, and plenty more shows to come. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us on the road to 5K. Don't forget, get your comments in, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and as always, win, lose or draw, we'll follow the Villa.